Hi there, I'm Craig Taylor, Solutions Architect at HT2. I'm in the process of designing and facilitating a 12-month MOOC running throughout 2016, looking at getting beyond the e-learning next button. What other tools and technologies, platforms and trends are out there that we perhaps need to be keeping a closer eye on? We've looked at artificial intelligence, virtual reality, augmented reality, wearables, proximity beacons, a whole range of things. We're now halfway through the year in June, and we've taken a step back from looking at anything specifically, and we're just looking at wide-ranging research around people, around development, around learning and development, things like that. Now, I'm not going to go into the nitty-gritty as to why we've chosen to do that, but if you look up in one of the corners of the screen now, you'll see a little pop-up appear, and that'll take you through to another video that I've created explaining why we've decided to take a step back. So this month we're looking at research, and what I thought I would do is share a couple of tales with you around where I've used research in the past and the value that it's brought, and where I've perhaps not done the research in the past. So let's look firstly back in 2006-2007, just after I left the army, and I started in my first real job, I guess you could say, working in the nuclear industry. I stumbled across the notion via a CIPD course that I was doing of learning styles. And it kind of made sense. It was kind of obvious. It was kind of a good thing to do. It seemed like a good idea. So I went out and spent quite a bit of the business's money on buying the online versions of the Learning Styles questionnaire, and I pretty much made everybody in the business undertake that survey. I got department heads promoting it for me, I got line managers promoting it for me, and we got a really good return back in. And do you know what it showed me? It showed me that everybody is an individual and different people prefer different things. Okay, not sure I needed to do any research to find that out. And it also revealed that because people were so wide and varied, we were never going to create learning activities and development activities for each individual person. So instead what we did was we just created things that took a blended approach that used a range of different methods and media, which we were doing anyway. So it was not long after that I came to realise that there was actually no validity and no scientific research to suggest that creating learning activities based on people's learning styles were going to make any difference whatsoever. There was no real value in doing it, to be honest. It only proved what we already knew, was that people are different. Now, I didn't do the research on this occasion. I came across an idea. It seemed like a good idea. It seemed logical. It seemed common sense. And I just head down, went for it, and wasted quite a bit of my time, a lot of other people's time, some of the business's money on doing something that didn't need to be done and that had no real underpinning validity behind it. I learnt a lesson the hard way. Fast forward to 2013 when I was working for a business called Bupa International, and we actually partnered with Towards Maturity to undertake some internal research. And we did something called a learner landscape survey. Every single employee across the business was invited to participate in an online survey that was designed to find out how they solved problems, where they went to for information, what they found more valuable than other things, who did they turn to, when did they turn to them, what devices did they use, both inside of work and critically outside of work as well. We had about a 60% return on those surveys, which I'm led to believe is incredibly good for something that's not mandatory. And what it led to us having was an absolute goldmine of information around our people in our business. What that led us to be able to do was to focus on areas where we needed to up our game, to maximise the momentum that perhaps was already behind some activities that we didn't realise. It allowed us to stop concentrating on some things and refocus elsewhere. In other words, that research that was about our people at that point in time for our business was incredibly useful. And I'm led to believe they're still using it now, even though it's a few years later, they're still using it. So there are two tales there. On one occasion, I saw the value of data and research and undertook it myself with Towards Maturity, and it was incredibly valuable. And on another occasion, I didn't look into things. I didn't research things. I was duped, if you would like. I was hoodwinked into thinking that it was a good idea and it was logical and it made sense. So I went ahead and did it. So those are my tales about research, the goods, the bads, the uglies, my personal experiences with them. But what about yours? Where have you ignored the research? What has that led to? Where have you undertaken your own research or used currently existing research? What value did that add? I look forward to hearing your thoughts. Thank you.